Doug Kyde here with Zach Cox at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Zach, how are you feeling after watching one of the most exciting plays in preseason history, according to Bill Belichick?
That was no hyperbole, like one of the cooler plays that I've seen
Danny
live in my
ETLING,
life.
86-yard touchdown
I was
run.
looking down at my computer and I look up and there's Danny ETLING, third-string quarterback rookie, with no defenders for about 40 yards around him, ran for an 86-yard touchdown. It kind of salvaged what otherwise was a very, very boring fourth preseason game. But he just made the play of his life. Bill Belichick was really happy about it. All his teammates were happy about it. It was cool to see. Yeah,
Danny ETLING, not so great through the air, much better on the ground, which is not what any of us would have probably expected heading in this game. But we saw it. It was fun. Other than that, the big star of the game was Patriots cornerback J.C. Jackson. Every year, a Patriots undrafted free agent makes the roster. Usually, it's a cornerback. Yeah. It's probably going to be a cornerback again this year. J.C. Jackson, the undrafted free agent out of Maryland, had 2 interceptions. He had 2 pass breakups. He did leave the game early with hydration. He also did, or dehydration, I should say. He also did allow a 41-yard touchdown, but it was a tough play where the Giants were trying to run a pick route on the Patriots defensive back.
Successful pick route.
Yeah, he kind of tried to run around it. They didn't actually pick him, but he sniffed it out, tried to run around it. By that point, the Giants wide receiver was wide open. Patriots safety A.J. Moore missed a tackle, and J.C. Jackson allowed a 41-yard touchdown, but overall a positive night for J.C. Jackson.
Absolutely.
I think that we are looking at him as being a front runner to make the Patriots roster at this point. He'd probably start the season as the number 5 cornerback if Jason McCourty doesn't make the roster. But Jason McCourty played safety again tonight, looked probably a little better than the first game they played.
Bill
safety.
Belichick said he took a big
game.
jump tonight, I believe the wording was.
Yeah, and I talked to Jason McCourty after the game. I asked him how much Devin McCourty, his twin brother who plays the same position, free safety, has helped him out in that transition. He said that he's been super helpful. He said he's basically been his coach in doing that. Bill Belichick said that he hasn't seen Devin McCourty coaching Jason McCourty, but he knows what's going on behind the scenes. We'll just have to wait and see if Jason McCourty makes his roster because we don't have a clear indication after this game. McCourty did come back into the game in the second half, but he explained after the game that that's because A.J. Moore got a little bit banged up in the second half, so he had to go back in the game. It's basically like 51-49, I would say Jason McCourty makes the team, but it's really tough.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he's a guy that the Patriots and Bill Belichick want to have on the team. That's why they went through this extra step of seeing if he could play safety. Can he play safety? We still don't really know. I mean, he looked fine tonight. You didn't look at him and say, this is a guy who's clearly playing out of position, who clearly doesn't belong on this team. I think I'm leaning with you right now. If I had to guess, gun to my head right now, I'd say he makes the team. I don't know how much of an impact he's going to have on this team. He might just be kind of a depth cornerback and depth safety. He might be a David Harris. Hopefully for him, he's not a David Harris. But, I mean, I guess David Harris did stick around on the roster for the entire season. So we'll wait and see with Jason McCourty. Like I said, right now, probably leaning toward putting him on the team. But you never know. There's a cat walking on the field right now.
Whoa. What's one other guy before you wrrap this up that kind of stood out to you?
My guy maybe is a bit of a cop-out, but it's Adam Butler. He's a guy that, coming into this game, I think we all expected to make the 53-man roster. Maybe even a little bit surprised that he was playing in this game. Only played about a quarter, generated a bunch of pressure, pretty much looked the way that he's looked throughout the preseason. Granted, it was against some third and fourth string offensive linemen, but that's what you want to see from a guy who should be on your 53-man roster. He was pulled from the game relatively quickly. I think he'll end up sticking around on the 53.
All right, that will wrap it up here at MetLife Stadium. We've got cats on the field. We've got Danny ETLING running like a cat. I don't know.
Weird night here.
We got the Jaguars in week 2. That's another cat thing. Keep it on NESN.com for all of your Patriots coverage. Follow me on Twitter at Doug Kyde. Follow Zach on Twitter at Zach Cox Nesson. And we will be back with week 1 of the regular season.